Men, and I use the term loosely. It's been busy in the shop lately. I've been telling potential new customers that my waiting list is out until October probably of this year, maybe longer. Just so you know what's going on. The last project engine is in this crate packed up and ready to go. The next engine is queued up on my little work stand over here, getting ready to get taken apart the rest of the way. It's got kind of a long, sad story. Maybe I'll go into that later on, but not right now. Let's get on with the job at hand. Figuring out why these oil pump check valves leak. I said I was going to do a couple of things, and I think I'm prepared to make good on all of that. I said I was going to try some new balls. I got new steel balls. I got some VTwin rubber balls. I said I was going to buy the seat lapping tool, or rather the seat cutting tool. Here it is. One of the viewers thought there was a Jim's tool available, and I couldn't find a Jim's tool. This is a VTwin tool. A VTwin tool, I guess it's the equivalent of what the Jim's would be. I didn't see a Jim's anywhere. I went to their website, I looked around. If somebody's got a link to where you could get the actual Jim's tool, I'd like to see it. And in true VTwin fashion, the tool was fucked up. Alright, so from VTwin, you pay your money and this is what they send you. Supposedly it's got two fittings on it to center this thing. One is for a shovel head, the other one is for a Sportster, supposedly, okay? This is what you get. So the one bushing doesn't fit at all. It's nowhere near the right size. So you think, well, this must be the Sportster one. And it goes in, it goes in a couple of turns and that's it. I'm sure I could force it, but I'm not going to force it. So upon a little investigation, this thread in here is 24 threads per inch. And here's a fitting. Here's a SAE type thread gauge. And it is in fact, and the camera probably won't pick this up, it is in fact exactly 24 threads per inch. Okay, here's the VTwin bushing that's supposed to go in there, and it's just not quite 24 threads per inch. It is, however, exactly a metric pitch of 1 thread per millimeter. So this is metric. You know, what the fuck? So I got the tool, of course. I tried to use it. It wouldn't work. Son of a bitch. So my recourse was I made my own bushing. And my own bushing is 24 threads per inch. And it screws right in. So, you know, another VTwin piece of crap merchandise that isn't what it's advertised to be. Nothing that a guy with a lathe couldn't overcome. But why should you? Anyway, there's no instructions, no documentation that comes with the tool. And I suppose if you're at the level where you're doing this, they're kind of figuring you don't need documentation. But anyway, we'll install the tool in the pump. And the reason I'm using this pump body is this is the best one I have laying around here. I think this one's in the best possible shape. And you put the handle back on, you tighten the set screw, and you're all set. And I'm guessing the supposition is that gentle finger pressure, relatively gentle finger pressure, and I also suppose the supposition is that the seat really isn't severely damaged. Now, I did play with this on some of my lesser pump bodies, and when I did this gyration, I did pull some chips out. This pump didn't really pull any chips out. I did try it before, and it doesn't really seem like it did anything much, which would lead me to believe that the seat must be in pretty good shape. So, having gotten that far, the next step would be to lightly lap the freshly cut seat with the ball and rod arrangement. So let's weld a new ball on a rod and lightly lap this, and we'll see what happens next. I got a brand new ball welded on a rod. Let's put just a little bit of clover compound on the ball. Got a gob of clover compound on there. And let's lap this in. Now I'm going to wipe the clover compound off, and hopefully I'll see a ring around the brand new ball. Okay, and there is a very faintly visible ring around the ball, indicating that it's lapped in. Let's clean the lapping compound out of here. I'm going over the parts washer, back in a minute. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing I do to engine valves. I'm going to put a little Sharpie on there. I'm going to stick it in there, and I'm going to give it just like a quarter of a revolution and see if I smear the Sharpie off evenly all the way around. Oh, and look at that. I got a band with the Sharpie rubbed off. Oh, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch wide all the way around. If this was an engine valve, I would say it was almost perfect. Alright, so now let's put this bastard back together again and run the test one more time. And you'll notice this is a drive gear. I don't have another idler gear. And one of these gears actually has got a piece of a tooth broken off. But anyway, you know, for purposes of this demonstration, that should work fine. The drive key and the suction side gears probably don't need to be installed for this. That key is a pain in the butt. There it goes. Half moon keepers. Alright, one of my new springs, brand new steel ball. You got a mission there, buddy. Let's make it so you don't leak. Fill it up with oil, and we'll see what happens. Alright, here's the assembled pump. The top inlet port, of course, is blocked off. The output of the check valve has got the fitting on it to route it into the hose. I plan on running this test at the most 2 more times. The new ball, the new lap seat, the new spring, everything that's in here is as good as I can make it. The seat looks as perfect as I think it can be. If this leaks oil and it fills the tube up over here with oil, I'm going to try the test one more time. Fucking air compressor. Alright, so where was I? Oh yeah, fucking air compressor. Anyway, I'm going to run this test at the most 2 more times. I've got the steel ball in it. I'm going to fill the standpipe up with oil. If it doesn't leak, problem solved. We're done. If it does leak, I know the seat is as good as I can make it. If it does leak, I'm going to run the test one more time with the VTwin rubber ball in it. So let's get this up in a fixture and see what happens. I'm going to try to get it as close as I can to my 15-inch mark. A little more. Goddamn, overshot it again. New starting line up here. I'm going to hang this up in a test position. We'll look at it in 24 hours and see where we're at. As you may recall from the previous test, you know, in just a few hours sometimes it was leaking through. So hopefully we'll be successful. See you in 24. Men, it has been 24 hours since I hung the oil pump test fixture on the wall. And this is the honest thing. I didn't fudge anything. I didn't cheat anything. I didn't fake any results. This is the honest deal. And I got to admit, I am puzzled, perplexed, bewildered, befuddled, discombobulated, and mostly flummoxed by what I see in front of me. You will notice the red ATF still fills the tube on the left. And you will notice the tube on the right is completely fucking empty. Amazing. So the last operations of running the seat truing tool into the valve seat and light lapping fixed it. I can't tell you how thrilled I am. I'm calling this over and done. If you want an oil pump that won't leak through, 2 jobs. Number 1, put an oil seal on the top cover at the base of the drive shaft. Easy to do if you got a lathe. Well, a little bit fiddling, but nonetheless easy enough to do. Number 2, use that seat lapping tool or that seat cutting tool. True up the seat and the oil pump a little bit and lap it just a little bit. And in the video yesterday when I was lapping it, that was real time. That was all the lapping that was done to that and all the seat cutting that was done to that. That 30 or 40 seconds, whatever it was, to do those two things was all that was done to that. So the only difference between this pump right now and the pump that was hanging in the same spot, last week or whenever it was I did that, the pump that leaked all the fluid out basically overnight and, like there was no check valve in there at all. The only difference is the seat was slightly cut and the seat was slightly lapped. Apparently all the difference in the world. Extremely happy with that. So for now, I'm calling that done. I might have a comment or two before I close out this video. But there you go. I wouldn't have believed it. I wouldn't have thought it was possible. When I started this little project and it leaked through the first time, I mean, it gushed, literally almost gushed through there. I was surprised it leaked that badly. And I honestly did not think this was going to be fixable. Personally, I was of the opinion that the spring needed to be stronger. Apparently not. If you've got a good seat and a good ball, it'll seal up. So I'm confident that if I put this pump in a motor right now, it would not wet sump the crankcase. A few more comments in a little while, but basically that's it. This is done. And now, a rather sad epilogue to the oil pump project. I left this thing hanging here, another week since I recorded the previous segment of the video. And it has leaked through, so it's not 100% blocked, but it most certainly is greatly reduced. And indeed, this is more what I was expecting to have happen, where over the course of a week or thereabouts, a little bit of oil would seep through. In the previous videos where it emptied the whole tube out in just overnight, I was surprised it was leaking through that fast. This is more what I expected to see. At any rate, I'm convinced the problem is in the ball and the seat. A little more lapping, maybe another treatment with the seat cutter and a little more lapping will clean this up and get it to stop for good. But frankly, I just don't have time to dick with it anymore. Key things to remember. The seal at the bottom of the shaft greatly helps, and a cleanly cut seat and cleanly lapped seat and a new ball greatly reduces the amount of oil coming through here. Whether it will stop it completely, I don't know. I might give it one more shot with a little more lapping, but I don't know. I think I'm going to call this done. And I just don't have time to mess with it anymore. But anyway, we're calling this done. Like I say, it does leak a little bit, but greatly reduced from what my previous problem was. So at this rate of seepage, it will probably take, I don't know how much oil, to fill up a crankcase so that it's, gushing out of the breather tube, that'd probably take 6-8 weeks. And do remember, these gears and such that are in here are really, really worn out. This pump has got some very sloppy clearances on the inside. If you had a pump with good tight gears, this would probably be less because there's just less room for the oil to sneak around the gears if you've got good tight gears in there. And like I say, this is a pretty sloppy pump internally. There's a lot of slop in this gear train. But anyway, perfection was not obtained. It certainly looked hopeful, but not 100%. Am I satisfied with this? Yeah, I think I am. I think I could greatly improve the amount of oil leaking past the ball, but fix it completely? No, not yet. I can't say I have a 100% fix on it. Can make it much better, but not fix it. Okay, big announcement for Ironhead Cycle. I have hit 1,000 subscribers. Therefore, YouTube has elected to monetize me. So despite my occasional profanity-laden tirades, I've managed to squeak through. So I might get a couple of pennies for some of these videos down the road. In commemoration thereof of that event, we have some new stickers over here, Ironhead Cycle stickers. So I'd like at this time to thank my Patreons for their support. You know, this little side project with the oil pump and all that, I've got some money invested in it. Not a lot, but a few bucks. Time, man, I've got a lot of time invested in that thing. And, you know, I'm trying to run a shop over here, rebuild motors, and the amount of time that gets sucked away by making these videos and these little special project things gets to be pretty substantial. So help me out. Get yourself a new sticker, get yourself an old sticker, get yourself a coffee cup, or join me on Patreon. Help me out. I'd really like to thank my Patreon supporters, because these little soirees off the beaten track, those do consume a lot of time, do consume a few dollars. So thank you, Patreons. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for your support. And with that, I am out of here until next time. See y'all later. Bye.